नमस्ते।
नमस्ते
हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया।
थैंक यू सर।
Our today topic is theory of chronic disease. Yesterday we just discussed about some basic things related to the chapter, that is the nature of the chronic disease. So what type of the chronic diseases we include in this category? That is long, very long sufferings. Okay, sufferings are related to a insidious onset, lifelong suffering, continuous suffering, patient continuously bearing this type of the illnesses. In acute conditions,
Sudden onset.
death or recovery. But in this class of diseases there is no recovery, but only lifelong sufferings. So those diseases which belongs in this category we call the chronic diseases. Okay.
Yes.
And after that we discussed about some allopathic procedures of treatment, in which various types of the treatment like the nauseous drugs or many types of, can anyone, rubbing, cutting, clubbing, so many types of them. But our topic is to understand the nature of the chronic diseases and what are the failures of the method of medicines. The complaints yielded for the most part to very small doses of the remedy which have proved its ability. I am just talking about the Hahnemann's conception and thoughts about how he reached the theory of chronic disease. That is, Dr. Hahnemann thought medicines are useful for some particular time, but after that complaints will come back again and again. So first he concludes about this point, that is, maybe the diet of the person, maybe the cause of the failure, and some stress, some tension, some other factors also, that is some gross errors of diet, taking cold, the appearance of weather, especially rough, wet and cold or stormy, or even the approach of autumn, if ever so mild, but more yet winter and a wintry spring, and then some violent exertion of the body or mind, but particularly some shock to the health caused by some several external injury or a very sad event that bowed down the soul, repeated fright, great grief, sorrow, and continuous vexation often caused in a weakened body the reappearance of one or more of the ailment which seemed to have been already overcome. And this new condition was often aggravated by some quite new concomitants, which, if not more threatening than the former ones, which had been removed homeopathically, were often just as troublesome and now more obstinate. Just I want to explain this paragraph. That is, some circumstances related to diet, related to weather conditions, related to some emotional factors, may be the cause of reappearance of the old complaints. These factors, these circumstances are very important to lower down the energy of vital force. But in all cases, if we search in the history of the patient, all conditions are not suitable to develop the disease condition. मतलब कि ये कंडीशंस हमारी जो ससेप्टिबिलिटी है उसको इन्फ्लुएंस करती है, इम्यूनिटी को इन्फ्लुएंस करती है. स्ट्रेस आल्सो चेंजेस और लोअर्स आवर इम्यूनिटी, बट इट डज नॉट मीन दैट इज द मेन ऑब्स्टिकल्स of cure of chronic disease. There is something important thing which I did not observe in the patient. This would be especially the case whenever the seemingly cured disease had for its foundation a sora which had been more fully developed. When such a relapse would take place, the homeopathic physician would give the remedy most fitting among the medicines then known as if directed against a new disease, and this would again be attended by a pretty good success, which for the time would again bring the patient into a better state. In the former case, however, in which merely the trouble which seemed to have been removed were renewed, the remedy which had been serviceable the first time would prove less useful, and when repeated again it would help still less. So in this paragraph, Dr. Hinman says about that in the first part, in the initially stage, this medicine is useful, effective, but when complaints come back and I again use this remedy, then it is less useful, and at the third and fourth time it becomes useless, effective less. Suppose patient comes in our clinic and we prescribe indicated medicine for the first time in a case, and his complaints are better, patient is feeling better, but after some time, 3 to 4, 5, 6 months, due to some circumstantial conditions like anxiety, worry, some emotional factors, some errors in diet, weather conditions, patient again come to us in our clinic and says about all these things. Same in the same parameter, same complaints come back again, and we prescribe the same medicine. Because why we prescribe the same medicine? Because in the past we got the result from this remedy, but after taking the medicine, patient complains, doctor साहब पहले तो आराम मिल गया था आपकी दवा से, इस बार इतना आराम नहीं मिलता. It does not work like previously. Then we should increase potency, increase the dosage, and again after at third stage of the disease in the sense, after getting this medicine, patient come again to us third or fourth follow, then again we prescribe that remedy, then there is no relief. We see this scenario again and again commonly in our practice. Like I just want to share with an example, like case of rheumatoid arthritis. All symptoms are indicated to Russ dogs. Morning stiffness, amelioration by continued motion, aggravated in cold damp weather. So we are very confirm about the selection of the remedy, that is right remedy for the patient. we confidently prescribe the stocks, we get the result. But second and third follows, patient conditions becomes standstill, no response also. Previously, this medicine had worked a lot, but now there is no benefit. So, what is the reason behind it? What is the reason behind it, beta?
Weather stress.
Weather stress, but previously in the first visit, all these things become clear and patient feels better. Because there is some miasmatic block.
This position.
The stocks does not cover this psychotic taint in the patient. We have to go for antipsychotic remedy, like the calcarea carp. It is worthless to repeat Rostocks even in CM, DM, 1M, 36. No use, no benefit. Only the way is to search a antipsychotic miasmatic remedy. That is the solution. Are you getting this point?
Yes, sir.
So, when we prescribe anti-miasmatic remedy, there are many benefits got it by the remedy to the patient. That is the quantum jump of the vital force, vital energy. All parameters related to mental and physicals becomes increased. His workforce, his energy at office or his business becomes much better. Strengthen the immunity and the susceptibility of the patient. Due to this, many types of the adverse conditions, adverse circumstances related to weather, related to stress, related to any conditions in his environment, which is basically called adverse conditions, but he will not sick again if we prescribe anti-miasmatic remedy. Are you getting this point? What you understand? What you understand? Just share your experience.
सर क्रोनिक डिसीज के ट्रीटमेंट करते हुए अगर हमने एंटी मियास्मेटिक दे दिया है तो वो डिसीज पूरी तरह से क्योर होगा, दोबारा रिपेयर नहीं होगा.
Very good. From anti-miasmatic remedy, we can expect permanent cure, ideal cure. Otherwise, complaints come back again and again, and there is no benefit of using the remedies, acute remedies. So, I want to say in a very simple way, that is, Dr. Hahnemann, before the discovery of miasmatic theory, Dr. Hahnemann prescribes acute remedies, even in the chronic diseases. So, if he faces the failures, basically, and the deep acting remedy, chronic remedies, miasmatic remedy is the solution to treat chronic diseases properly. I think you got this point.
Yes, sir.
In our Materia Medica, there are certain groups of remedies, intercurrent remedies, acute remedies, chronic remedies. So according to case, we have to switch on in all these medicines. In sometime chronic cases, if we are dealing or curing a chronic case, some acute troubles flare up.
Flaring of the disease.
Then we have to use some acute remedies, not chronic remedies. Otherwise, our case becomes spoiled. Are you getting this point?
Yes, sir.
Nevertheless, this teaching was founded upon the steadfast pillars of truth and will evermore be so. The attestation of its excellence, yea, of its infallibility, it has laid before the eyes of the world through fact. This is very important lines. That is, homeopathy alone taught first of all how to heal the well-defined idiopathic diseases. What is the idiopathic diseases?
Sir, the cause is unknown. Cause is unknown.
Causes are unknown. The old smooth scarlet fever of Sydenham, the more recent purple whooping cough, crop, psychosis and autumnal dysenteries by means of the specifically adding homeopathic remedies, even acute pleurisy and typhus contagious epidemics must now allow themselves to be speedily turned into health by a few small doses of rightly selected homeopathic medicine. Means Dr. Nilvan says in this paragraph that is, if we use homeopathic remedies in a proper way. Proper way, what is the proper way?
So minimum more in right potency, right doses.
How we select right simile? No? Yes, the case taking. So, what is the main motto of our case taking?
Uncommon symptoms निकालना.
What is the motto of our case taking?
Peculiar symptoms.
Peculiar symptoms लेके totality.
Or we can say in a simple form, case receiving. The main motto of case taking is to understand man. Directly, you should not jump directly on the totality of the symptom or on the rubrics. Just the main basic thing of case taking, to understand the person, to understand the man. Understand man in disease. We treat the person, we treat the man in disease. That is the motto of our case taking. Case receiving. There is not a fixed formula of taking the case. According to individual case, we have to formulate questions to understand the person. Clear? Is that clear in your mind? So, to understand the person during sickness, on what basis we understand person? Its symptoms related to sickness and his reaction during sickness, during disease, at mental plane or at physical plane also. What changes occurred during disease? We have to look for those changes only. So when we making the totality of symptom, only we include the changes at mental, at physical level in the totality of symptom. That is our basic thing in case taking. Not include the healthy traits. Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
Whence then this less favorable here is related to treatment, related to medicine, either allopathic or homeopathic. This unfavorable result of the continued treatment of the non-venereal chronic diseases even by homeopathy. What was the reason of the thousands of unsuccessful endeavors to heal the other diseases of a chronic nature so that lasting health might result? Might this be caused perhaps by the still too small number of homeopathic remedial means that has so far been proved as to their pure action? The followers of homeopathy have hitherto thus consoled themselves, but this excuse or so-called consolation never satisfied the founder of homeopathy, particularly because even the new editions of proved valuable medicines increasing from year to year have not advanced the healing of chronic diseases by a single step, while acute diseases are not possibly removed by means of a correct application of homeopathic remedies, but with the assistance of never resting preservative vital force in our organism, find a speedy and complete cure. Means the essence of this paragraph, that is the some homeopathic physician believes that number of medicines are insufficient to combat the every type of the diseases. But after additions of many new remedies, the same problems, facing the same problem. So this thought about number of medicines are very few, Dr. Hahnemann denies it. What we understand, that is कि हो सकता है मेडिसिन्स कम हो जो डिजीज को क्योर कर सके, लेकिन इस थॉट को भी डॉक्टर हनीमैन ने डिनाई कर दिया कि जो मेडिसिन्स एक्यूट के अंदर यूजफुल है, वो मेडिसिन्स आर वेरी इफेक्टिव इन एक्यूट कंडीशंस, बट in chronic conditions there is no result, there is no favorable result come out. Why then cannot this vital force efficiently affected through homeopathic medicine produce any true and lasting recovery in these chronic maladies, even with the aid of the homeopathic remedies, which best cover their present symptoms, while this same force is created for the restoration of our organism, is nevertheless so indefatigably and successfully active in completing the cure. even in severe acute diseases. What is there to prevent this? So what happened in this paragraph? What happened in this paragraph? Our vital force is capable to recover in acute conditions, but in chronic conditions it does not recover. Just a minute before I explain you with a example of Restox.
Yes.
Okay. So mostly in our clinics, mostly patients belongs to chronic cases, isn't it? यही होता है ना, mostly patient comes us to for chronic case,
Chronic case.
but result is, what is the result? If we not understand miasmatic theory, then we have to console our patients. Homeopathy takes a time. To alleviate your problem permanently. क्या कर रहे हैं हम? Actually, what we are doing? Only homeopathy takes time. This is our big weapon for us to fight with the patient. Otherwise, patient will quarrel with us. Actually, homeopathy is very fast acting system. The condition is, terms and conditions are applied. What are the terms and conditions? Our medicine should be a minimum. Then it is only fastest way to cure the diseases. It is fact. Skin conditions are very difficult to cure, and homeopathy is honored, especially in the skin cases. Very good homeopathy in cases of skin, but very difficult to cure. Fact is very difficult to cure. Difficulty. Why we face the difficulty? Regarding selection of the medicine, regarding selection of the potencies, regarding repetition of the medicine. So homeopathy, we understand homeopathy in two ways. It's very difficult to practice and it's very easy to practice. Isn't it? When it feels very difficult, Taiba, why homeopathy feels sometimes very difficult? Due to materia medica? Why?
Correct minimum.
Due to lack of knowledge. Due to our lack of knowledge, then it feels very difficult to cure the diseases, difficult to practice. So I again and again I suggest you to increase your knowledge, to update yourself, updated with new remedies, to understand the medicine. Actually, the main thing in our practice, the clinical applicability of homeopathy is just you feel the medicine in the patient in your clinic. The behavior pattern of material of medicines also. Like that belladonna patient, how he behaves in clinic. Angry, how arsenic behave, how chamomilla behave, how pulsatilla behave, how natramune behave. So we have to learn our medicines in this way, that is by which we can easily identify that person belong to this particular remedy. So only thing is, the only way is to update ourselves. This is the only solution. Because those things we know very well, and we ask to the patient only those things which in our mind only, and applied only those medicines only that we have known about. Suppose someone know only 20 remedy, some homeopathic physician know only 20-30 remedy very well, and another physician knows 100 remedy, and someone knows 200 remedy. So what is the outcome of this? 30 remedies, outcome is difficult to cure, because he tried to apply only those remedies. Only limitation is 20 to 30 remedies. And who knows 200 remedies? Circle is very big. At 20-30 remedies, circle is very short. So result will be variable. Here 20 to 30 results are very few, but big circle gives more results. That is the main cause of failure. So in this lecture, you have any query, any doubt? Everything is clear? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.